Pikachu, but it sounds Pikachu.
Oh, true.
Really? I'm not kidding.
All right, fair enough. That's the first tangent of the day. Good stuff. Now, Andy Horridge is also going to be joining us in future podcasts. We've just sat on length with him on the phone. Unfortunately, couldn't get involved. But he will be on for episode 2 onwards. Captain of the Western Vipers, a superstar himself, who recently, what did he take, gold? Triple Crown?
Nah, he took gold in the singles.
Gold in singles?
Yeah, he's not that good.
Gold in singles? But he'll be giving us some feedback from the Major League Pickleball PPA side of things, Sumi obviously from the MPL side of things, Harvey and Herman from everyone else side of things. So it should be a good time had by all. This podcast, we not only talk about pickleball, but also other just nonsense. We've got questions from a couple of people today. So yeah, fellas, we've just had the Major League Pickleball Australia Season 2 draft. Pretty exciting stuff. A lot of players got picked, which I feel like we all sort of expected. But is there anyone that you feel that didn't get picked that you're a bit surprised about?
I think Wesley Wine.
Wes?
Yeah. I hope he gets to play. I hope he gets to substitute someone.
All right. Wes would be a pretty handy sub, hey?
Oh,
Like
it'll be great.
super sub, yeah.
Any
More
team he
than
goes
handy.
in makes it stronger.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's been a lot online said sort of about Wesley Wine's admission. He was a first-round pick last season.
Was he though?
Yeah, he was a first-round pick.
Well, there was 2 picks in a row for Lou. Did he choose better
question.
brother first Travis and then Wesley?
Yeah, Travis and Wes.
It sounds like he's asking himself, to be honest. Though.
No, I think Travis is better. You don't think so?
That's crazy because this question was about admissions, and now he's bringing it to
Travis is not playing this season, but if he was playing, do you think he would have got picked over Wesley?
I'll be honest, I probably don't watch enough of Travis.
I reckon it'd be smart to choose Travis because then if he got injured, then you just get the other one who's like almost as good. So it's like 2 vines for the price of 1 type of thing, you know? Like either way, you like get your cake and another cake too.
They do play differently though. They have different play style.
So Travis, I rate Travis more in her mixed doubles because he's got that length. He can cover the court better. So, and he can play left obviously as well. Normally when they play together, West plays left, but I just think Travis should play more left.
Yeah, well, in men's, Travis squeezes the middle a bit more, like, so he's still like covering more court than what Wes does.
So you guys would feel like Travis obviously didn't go for the draft, well that's my understanding. So Wes is a fair admission. Is there anyone else that didn't?
Oh, there are a few like good players. I think David Richardson, like he's amazing.
Yeah,
He always plays good.
Just announced as NPL captain?
Yeah. So as soon as NPL saw that he didn't make it, they just reached out to him, I think. And who else?
Yeah, you're a bit biased though. You used to play with David.
He's the best player, number 1 player in Australia.
Or he was like he was in the number 1 men's team for the Breakers before season 1 was season 1.
Yeah.
And
He's the OG breaker.
Yeah, they took
he's
it
an
out.
OG breaker, and they took it out. But
Yeah, that's
him and
right.
his partner, like, they didn't get drafted since. So it's like interesting to see.
Yeah.
I
See what happened, right?
Yeah.
It's all Breaker's captain's fault. She could have picked, like, she went for brothers, and then their team didn't do very well in season 2. She could have just gone for David Richardson
Yeah.
Not a bad.
and someone else who was from Breakers. I don't know.
Travis didn't have any injury concerns this season, eh? I know he's recovering from.
I'm not too sure. I think he was
Travis?
down this season 2 as an alternate.
Yeah.
I think from memory when I looked at the list. But I think, with these sort of admissions, having that sort of level of player not be picked sort of speaks to the level of players that were picked, if you know what I mean. Like, I agree he should have been picked too, but there's also a very high level when you go from being a first round picked in season 1 to not being picked at all is kind of crazy. So you expect a lot of new faces and a lot of big names like Kyle Yates and
Yep.
and alike.
So much more depth now. So many more plays. Before there was not like there was depth, but now it's just keeps on increasing every season.
Yeah.
Like from pickleball, like how many new faces we have in the scene.
Oh yeah.
Like we've got all these international superstars. So you mentioned Kyle Yates. So obviously we've got new faces in the space. Let's talk international players. All right. We obviously know Yates, absolute, like unreal player. Any other international picks that you guys are like, wow, that's a big name?
Michelle Esquivel, because she's playing already MLP in US. I think she played recently for Black Bear. So I think she'll be
At the
she'll
challenger
be
level?
coming in form. I think it's the challenger level. But I think they had some sort of tournament where the challenger teams plays with the premier teams.
Yeah.
okay.
And she
Actually
was at,
beat-
and actually she did very well.
Yeah, I think Shelby Bates is another big name. I'm pretty sure she's got experience with this MLP format.
Yeah.
Expected her to do well here in
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously we're not biased. But having Andy on the show, the Vipers will cop it as well, no doubt. So, but
At least Vipers is so much better than last season. What do you think? If you compare last season's Vipers to this season Vipers.
Well, to be honest, you'd hope so because they had the number 4 pick in the draft this season, and their draft position was a lot better. So you'd expect them to be better.
and Amelia Schmidt getting picked.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you think Amelia is number 1 in Australia, female player? Well,
In,
Danny
singles,
was number 1
in
pick.
singles or doubles?
Huh?
In singles or doubles?
Overall player, like just overall, is she number 1? Or probably double. What about doubles? Let's start with doubles.
Like gendered doubles?
Yeah.
Well, if you look at it, so are you comparing Amelia and Danny? Is that what?
No, I wasn't comparing them because I haven't
like-
seen much like Danny play much singles, so I
Yeah.
can't really
Yeah.
compare them. So I'm
Well,
just
I think from a gendered aspect, you see Amelia was playing with AC Meyer, who would clearly be considered a weaker player, especially if you're pairing up with the Amelia Schmidt. So it's you gotta live up to a high standard. Whereas now Amelia's paired with a MLP professional who's she's been doing that shit, she's got that experience, so she doesn't have to have as much worry if she to carry her partner because she's got an equally as good partner this season.
so who is Amelia playing this season with?
Shelby Bates.
Shelby Bates. Okay. So do you think this season will show us who is the number 1 doubles player in Australia? If we are talking about Amelia and Danny, because Danny is also playing with Michelle Esquivel, right? So
Yeah, so it's a lot more level playing field, I'll say, and
Yeah.
the floor is a lot higher, and the ceiling is still even higher again. So
Yeah.
it's brings the entertainment value to the fans. So big up pickleball.
Yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
interested to see how the surge go from the females' perspective.
Yeah, 100%.
Those ladies are scary.
Yeah.
They make my job as a commentator very easy.
For
'Cause
me,
they
I think
just
they're the
run
team to
amok.
beat in
Surge?
terms
Yeah.
of women's doubles. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Which one?
The Surge.
Southeast
Women's
Asian
doubles.
Surge.
Oh yeah.
I think they're unreal.
Ben,
Pay
Shay.
and Shay.
Yeah,
yeah,
Shay.
they're nuts.
Yeah, they'll be very strong.
They'll be hard to beat. So you imagine in any matchup, they're likely going to start 1-0.
It's rally scoring. There's gonna be I think they're gonna have a few close ones.
So, following on your question, so best gendered doubles female. What about mixed?
Best mixed doubles combination.
Or just best mixed doubles female player?
Best has to be
Rose.
Danny.
Real?
Oh yeah, Rose is pretty good.
For mix.
It's very good.
Conventional mix,
Conventional mix.
Well, conventional mix at the last PPA, I think Danny won gold with Joey Wild.
Yeah,
I'm
against
not
George
mistaken.
and Sarah. Is that right? Yes, that's right.
Well, they beat
No,
them
they
in the
beat-
semi.
Mitch and
They,
Amelia.
They beat
beat
Mitch and
Mitch and Amelia in
Yes.
the final.
That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that semi more felt like
was
a
a
final.
semi was a
that
cracker.
Semi was
that
the
was a
best
fire game.
game.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
like PPA. That's different to MLP format. Whereas like players like Danny, yeah, they have like a high ceiling, but they also have a pretty like low floor. So like they make lots of mistakes. Like takes a bit for her to get fired up. Whereas Rose, you can always count on her to like make the shots and stuff. So I think in crunch time, Rose is like just, you can always count on her.
Yeah.
Plus she has that singles aspect as well, which is just a side plus.
Yeah. Yeah,
Even though you're
I
looking,
could say
yeah.
that Rose is better singles player than Danny. In doubles, I just think they're different types of players, but I still see Danny as having like more weapons. Like literally, when you play against Danny, it's like you're playing against a guy. You're playing against a dude.
Yeah.
She just So she's got that power, and
Do you reckon we might see Danny on the left then with Matt Carter on the right? Could that be a
oh yeah, actually that could work. That could
shake it
actually
up
work.
a bit?
Yeah. Well, Danny did play left with Alex Fairbank for a while.
Yeah.
So when they were in a team together,
She's the man.
she's man for the job.
Alrighty. So regarding the MLPA men's side of things, so we obviously had some ridiculous combinations. Sydney Smash immediately comes to mind. But are there any, like, we'll follow the same train of thought. So we talked about best female player. Oh, we didn't talk about Dreambreaker. Singles situation. Who's your best female Dreambreaker player before we get further on?
Singles. So who's best in singles? That's a question.
Someone
Female singles
Delgado.
player.
For Dreambreaker, though. Dreambreaker is different.
Dreambreaker.
Yeah, but not everyone had equal opportunity in a dream breaker, so still a lot of questions are yet to be answered. But I reckon
It's a fair point.
yeah, it's like
I don't know. Amelia is very good in singles Dreambreaker. Whenever I've seen her, she just plays very good. Who else? I think Bay.
Yeah,
so
Pay,
had a couple
100%.
opportunities.
Bay is so good.
Surprised no one's brought up Summer yet.
She did win
I
the
said
gold,
Summer.
right?
At the
Something off the
start.
bat.
You
Yeah.
know,
So-
when we're off cam.
Isn't Sommer played the
Facilitator.
finals against Bay last PPA Brisbane? And Bay
Sydney.
actually won pretty.
No, you're thinking Sydney.
No, in
No,
Brisbane.
yeah, Brisbane. It was
Brisbane.
Pay versus Summer, and it was like really windy and stuff, and Summer just couldn't like.
Yeah, couldn't get going.
Pay hits it like pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she just dealt with the wind a lot more. I feel like that's unfair on Summer to judge her off that one performance.
But did she win the Auckland? I don't think so. Sommer, did she? The Auckland PPA or Auckland
It
MLP?
wasn't broadcasted.
I
PPA
think who won that tournament?
Definitely was.
The MLP.
Was
The
Like the
Crocs.
singles PPA
Oh, singles PPA.
in
Not
Auckland.
Sure.
No,
Was it
I
Uche?
I don't think Sommer won that.
No, she didn't.
It
No,
was
it
Shai,
was
was
Pay.
it Shai?
It was Pay.
Yeah.
It'd have to be Pay.
It was
No,
Pay.
I think it was
I think it was Uche.
Yushai. That's
Yushai?
what I
But was she versing Pay in the final?
could be.
Pay definitely made the final.
I think Pay won it. Or
You can
double check.
Google it. You guys got iPad.
Or I think Pay got bronze actually, versing.
But I know
I have a
Sommer didn't do
feeling-
well in Auckland because I think she wasn't well, from what I heard. And also, if you remember when she went to Auckland, that was the time she switched to different paddle, and then she was still getting used to new paddle.
From memory, I think it was Schmidt, Uche.
Yeah, that's what I reckon. That's what I remember.
What for gold?
Because
Yeah.
Was that the gold? I thought that was the
for Auckland.
bronze.
Because Mitchell got a triple crown, and Amelia was going for one, but I don't think she won doubles.
This is for Auckland.
Yeah,
Oh,
I could be
yes.
wrong there. That's I've covered like 50
Too many
events
games.
since then. So there you go, you got it up. Good old pickleball brackets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open men's singles. I'll start with that because it's in front of me. Mitch Hargraves gold, Leander silver, and Joey Wild bronze. You see Leander, like he's that good.
Yeah.
We talked about
True.
Leander got picked up, hey?
Yeah, he's playing
Yeah.
for the Surge.
Yeah, ooh. I reckon he's a solid pick. I do like Lazaro.
How good will it be? Wait, Surge is like Pay, isn't it?
Yeah, Pay.
Uche
Pay
and
and-
Leander.
and
Pay
then
and
Marcel
Leander,
Chan.
that's a dynamic duo.
Yeah.
So Sommer didn't even make top 3 in open women's singles
Who ended up
in
winning?
Auckland. So Pei won gold,
Yeah, Pay got gold.
Yushai won silver, and Michaela bronze.
Oh, hi, yeah.
And where?
Auckland.
In Auckland.
Yeah.
And then did Pay win Brisbane?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
they win Brisbane as well.
And then it was Summer second, Rose got third, right?
Did she? Maybe.
Have a look, mate.
Yeah, you've got it up.
Well, I've got it up the Auckland, not the Brisbane.
He's good with computers.
Is that
I
IT
know.
guy?
My Indian IT skills are
Well,
coming.
while
to
you're
use.
looking that up, I think that's a fair. It's interesting, right? Because like these guys, from an international perspective, I know that was a heavy talking point for season 1, like how the international players are going to come in and change things up. So we've just mentioned several international players several times. Do we think, with our inclusion of more international female players, that this is going to be shaken up again? Have you guys looked into any of their singles play?
Not too much in terms
Yeah,
of
not really.
Double stuff? Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
just mainly doubles.
It's going to be interesting. Like I think, especially from the female players, it's like I don't think there's no clear cut.
Do you think though, because everything is so high level now, there will be more dream breakers because it could go either way?
Oh yeah, there'll be a lot of dream breakers.
Interesting train of thought.
But you saw the draft strategy this year. Like a lot of it was if you're a good singles player, you got
Yeah.
picked.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Well, I think that was sort of like one of the requirements, right?
Yeah.
You had
So
to be good
who
at-
do you think has the best dream breaker team then? Like,
Great question.
like there's no. I would say there's no other team like
Brisbane
Crocs.
Breakers.
Like no, like
Oh,
like
Oh,
last season's
Crocs,
Crocs.
man, they were crazy.
So I don't think there's any team which is that strong, like one-sided. Like Crocs was one-sided. I could say that last season. Like,
wait,
So-
last
in terms of
season.
Dream Breaker?
Yeah.
Or just overall?
no, like overall, even with the
Oh,
Dream
yeah.
Breaker, like they were just too good. Like they made finals every time, and they made semis in the last Brisbane, but they were just
Yeah.
So for best dream breaker of this season, Sydney Smash pretty good. They got Hargraves and Joey Wild,
Yeah.
both very good men's singles. You guys, I know you know Selena.
I did
Georgia.
play her in NPL.
Did you have a chance to play singles against her, or like see her? singles play?
No. Yes, I did. Saw her because in the tiebreaker format, I did see her play singles. She's solid in singles because I think she's got a very good tennis background, so she's pretty good.
Yeah, and Wang Bakval's also very good. So I'm just off the top of my head.
Well, then you've also got like what George, Lucas.
The Rush are
Yeah.
good as well.
I rate the Vipers in terms
a
of
Dream Breaker
as a
team?
Dream Breaker team.
Yeah, Ryan Henry.
Ryan
Nobody
Henry.
has beaten him in singles yet.
Well, he's
Oh,
the
yeah,
he's the
we've-
he's the
he's a
Australian
dark
champ.
horse.
He's the
Yeah.
Australian champ in singles.
Yeah.
Then you got Andy, Queensland champ,
Amelia.
paired with Amelia and also Shelby Bates.
Is Shelby good singles? Anyone know?
What's a singles duper?
538.
538. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
It's
For
pretty
singles
good.
duper.
Breakers.
Yeah, that's what I said.
think it'll be good.
Best singles team, I'd say.
Breakers.
Yeah.
So Shaki, Yates, Skuman, and Fairbanks.
Nicola Schumann, the Giant Slayer, she's got it this season. Any dream breaker.
Yeah.
My money's on her going 4-0 every time.
All right, we'll see how. That
I think
goes.
it's all teams are so close. Like, I would say even let's say the Eastern Rush, Katie, Armand, Jasmine, and Oliver.
Oh, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one, mate.
Why?
What team? Katie Hart's team.
Yeah, Eastern Rush.
Ollie Gray is a singles liability. Like,
When he's on, so I'm talking about Katie and Ollie in Dream Breaker. I'm not talking about like normal singles
no,
best
like
of
Dream
three.
Breaker.
Yeah, in
Oh,
Dream
okay.
Breaker,
Dream Breaker.
for a few points, they both are there. I think they can take anyone on.
I disagree.
Do you remember last, especially Katie's, the Dream Breaker performance against Emilia? Did you see
Yeah,
that?
but that's because
It was
Katie.
like 4-0.
Yeah, but
That
that's
was
because Katie
3-1.
Hart lives rent free in Amelia Schmidt's head. Like, for real. Like, that's her kryptonite in singing, like, playing.
No, but I'm just telling you, if it was best of 3, Emilia takes, like, or if it's like a 1 game to 11, Emilia wins. But
But because it's
Dream
only 4
Breaker,
points.
like, it's just different.
Yeah.
And Katie is just a better Dream Breaker player.
Ooh. Do you rate the Surge as a dream breaker team? Because they're all pretty high level singles
Surge,
players.
Who's got
Yeah.
this?
Shan's the only player I haven't seen.
Well, yeah, in terms of like singles duper, he has the highest of the teams. He's a 6'2".
Who's this, Leander?
No,
Nah,
Marcel.
Marcel Chan.
Yeah, that team, like we know Pei and Shai, they're solid women's
Yeah.
singles. Leander is very solid. Yeah, only the Marcel I haven't seen. So, yeah, that's the unknown.
But you're right though. Like there's a lot of good dream breakers.
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot of good
Like,
breakers team.
I'm interested, like from a meta perspective. Like last season, it was very obvious, and I know Herman, you've got some stats on this, that the teams that drafted strong female duos
Yeah.
did well. So it seems that this time around, and it's a shame Andy's not here because he could give us a captain's perspective. Singles players seems to be a lot of strong singles
Yeah.
teams.
Okay, who do you think is the weakest singles player
Player.
in the whole draft?
That's so fucked up to ask.
Wait, that's so crazy.
No, I'm just thinking like
because I thought
in
Dylan
just-
was the facilitator.
It's just a shit stir.
No, I'm just asking this because I'm just thinking, what are my chances getting in there? Being the worst singles player.
That'd be Andy for sure.
Which Andy?
Horridge, because he's not here. That's my vote.
No, like seriously, just have a look at the names, you know?
Well,
but there's a
it'd
lot
have
of
to
people
be-
you don't know.
But
the one from you know.
worst female and worst male.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
I'm not answering this. You
I'm
guys
not
can,
answering
you
this
guys can
either.
make enemies. Let's go. We'll go for
It's
it.
not about enemies, it's about opinion, right? You can just
Yeah.
say that, okay, this
Well,
is what
they-
you think.
It's not like saying that's what's going to happen. They've
Yeah.
just got a point
They
to
can
prove
prove you
now.
wrong, yeah. By the way, I love.
I'd
Yeah.
probably go.
Would you go here?
Uh,
Oh yeah, Aaron Blitz for men.
okay, so you think he's.
No, I could have 2 beers and beat him in singles.
Okay. You've got your men. What about female? Who's got the lowest duper
He's got the lowest duper.
in singles in female?
I reckon probably might have to go Talia Saunders.
Talia did quite well in Dream Breakers.
Real?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those sort of players
Wait,
like
that's
I was
not
talking
accurate.
about Katie.
She hits it pretty hard, eh?
Talia actually
Yeah.
did.
Wait,
She
that's not
was
accurate,
pretty
check
clutch.
this out.
We're talking about doubles teams.
Do
I just-
this.
We didn't bring up the
That's
Crocs.
crazy.
Oh,
yes.
Nicola has the lowest duper.
Yeah,
But
that's
we know
crazy.
she's a. But
Clearly,
Mum.
but it's
Do we
clearly
though?
not accurate.
She hasn't played MLP. Do you reckon she'll really fit in with the?
Well, she did deal breakers. Like in MPL, they are similar.
yeah, they're similar. The tiebreaker, their deal breaker. or
Yeah,
whatever
but
it's called.
MLP has way more better players than NPL. Like NPL is kind of just social league, really.
No, I disagree. But from a deal breaker, dream breaker perspective, it is like from a has she played under pressure before? The answer is yes.
But has she played
Whether
at
she-
that level yet?
Whether she performed though, I don't know how she went results wise. We'd have to pull that up.
No, she did well. Like she was one of the top female players.
Oh, Nicola's good.
Yeah.
Nicola's good. Like I have no doubt.
I'm saying in a like dream
Pressure
breaker.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
a
see
fair
that.
point. And that's one of those ones. I guess we can come back to this question, like how the players perform under pressure halfway through the season.
I mean, when you've got such good coaches on the Brisbane team,
Who's
Like-
the Brisbane coach?
oh, not the coach, but like mentors, I'd say Kyle Yates, Lou Shackey, been around the game for a while. They could help her out. Fairbanks always pumping himself and others up.
Yeah.
Between each.
No,
corner.
Alex is solid.
Well,
especially
Alex,
for
I
singles.
think when you watch Alex, he's on when his t-shirt and his mouth.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
biting that.
Yeah, he's
He has a
biting
little
that.
light skin moment for a while.
Yeah.
eh? Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
like,
on
got a mouth guard going.
Yeah.
On. Yeah. No,
He played Davis Cup or something for Sri Lanka. Tennis.
True.
really. Oh, that's cool.
It's really
Yeah.
high level.
That explains why he's so good at
Oh,
singles.
it's just so good.
I just wanted to mention, because we talked about strong female duos, we didn't mention Northern Crocs. So they've got Captain Samadala Bonner and Andy. So we all know Andy. Andy knows that I butcher her last name.
Oh, yeah, I was going to talk about that.
Dikovac.
Yeah, no.
Diko Salvic.
Salvjevic.
I'm not going to try.
Yeah, Javic. Anyway, Andy, you guys have had the opportunity of playing against her and with her. Like, how do you think she's going to go against the international players?
I think she'll show that she belongs in the MLP.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see just how well she does.
Yeah. Yeah, she should do good. Like, I was pretty sure about her getting picked
Yeah.
and also about Rob like this too. Like, yeah, they're getting picked easily this season.
Do you think the combination of Andy and Summer can go to toe with like a Pay and Shay?
Not in the first event. I don't think so. But I think they'll get better.
I think with what makes sort of Pay and Uche sort of unique is they've got on-court reps and they're both high-level players.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, we see the potential in Andy. We know Summer's a proven high performer at this level. Just making sure that they gel. I don't see any reason
Team
why.
chemistry. Yep.
Yeah.
Why they can't eventually really give them a
And
good go.
you have to like give Andy some more time. Like, she needs to get those reps in. We know there is a lot of potential. And once she gets those reps in, she'll be there.
Yeah, low key, both of them have a sick as Tui.
Yep.
Both Andy and Summer.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Summers Tui is actually, I think he's better than any even men's. Like, who's got a better Tui than Summer? Nobody. Like, even
I think you, Harvey. I've seen that
Harvey?
too.
I
Yeah,
definitely do.
yeah. He just didn't want to say it.
Only on a Wednesday night out, Belvedere Blast at Focus Pickleball Redcliffe.
Let's go.
Hit me up for a sponsorship.
There we go.
But yeah, I think Pay and so Surge versus the Crocs, the women's would be one of the most entertaining matches.
Absolutely.
This is going to be a
It's so
rivalry,
fiery.
right?
Absolutely.
Surge and Crocs have got history. Like, and we're going to see it again where the captains go head to head. You're right. It's going to be
Like
good entertainment.
Summer and Andy, I see them speeding it up at every opportunity they have. Two like really strong tennis players.
Yep.
They're
Bang.
big drives.
Banger ball.
But we're talking about against Pay and Uche.
Yep.
Yeah, they both have similar play styles, no?
Yeah, but it's just the
Crashing and
experience
stuff.
right now.
Yeah.
Pay and Shea have. I think that.
I think Andy will get targeted. Out
Yeah,
of the two.
she will get targeted because it's her first time in MLB. And yeah, she needs those reps. But she'll get better. Like,
Yeah.
after first event, I think she'll come good.
I think once she settles in, I think it's a matter of how dominant she'll become.
That's right.
Not how good
Yeah.
is she right now.
Yep.
Yeah. By the way, who got picked first? Like, Nicola or Andy? Because these are the two
Andy
new
got
girls
picked.
from
So
Brisbane.
Andy got picked.
Yeah.
She was the first pick of the second round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Pretty early. That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. We haven't talked about the fellas. So, same again. Your top. This is a hard one, by the way. Top men's doubles male player.
Oh, that's easy. Oh, you're just talking about one
One player or team?
Just one.
Oh, George Wall, any day. That's my number one.
I'd probably go Carl Waddell.
Carl Watnell.
First of all, it's Cole Walker.
At least pronounce his last name right.
I haven't seen much
That's
of
the
Carl.
thing, though.
Carl's pretty solid.
Solid?
If you're going based off who plays their role the best, I'm picking Andy every day. The best right side player in all of Australia. Doesn't make mistakes. He knows his role. Doesn't overplay.
Yeah.
He's that guy. Like when I'm tearing it
Yeah.
up on the left, I want
Yeah.
to know Andy's there because like
Yeah.
he's he's not
Yeah.
gonna miss.
Yeah. I think you're going to change your mind after seeing Lucas play right-sided with George Wall. And then you're going to be like, oh, best right-sided player in the world.
Luke is going to play right.
Well, his Tui in the center will be...
Yeah, fair point.
I'll be honest, I'm pretty surprised we just overlooked perhaps the obvious answer, Mitch Hargreaves. And he'd be my best doubles player for me.
Oh, he's your best doubles player.
Yeah.
He's up there, but is he better than George?
I think it's definitely a debate.
I think it's crazy how no one's mentioned Joey.
Huh?
Joey on Joey's day, he's dominating all of them.
Yeah.
His hands are too good. They're too silky smooth. Like, oh my god, Joey Wild. I'd love to be his girlfriend.
Yeah. Take him out on a date.
Yeah.
So that's that's why I said it's a hard one, right? Like
Yeah. But I
Are we
think
still talking about pickleball?
we've got lots of options.
yeah.
And the thing is, like, if you go through the lists, like Armin, also on that list,
Arman.
Bhatia,
Bhatia.
Cole Yates has proven on the highest level, right?
Carl Yates, he was the former world number 1. So before Ben Jones, it was Carl Yates.
Key word there is former. He's washed up now.
Do you really think he's washed up?
We're never getting
100%.
Kyle on the podcast. Thanks, Harvey.
Like Washington in
100%.
comparison to like what, like in comparison to his former self, or like
Yeah, compared to his former self.
No, he's
But
still pretty good.
He's still probably like top player, but he's like washed up. Like
Washed up in states, so you think
Yeah.
that's why he's coming to
coming
Australia
into
now?
Australia, yeah.
You think so?
I think he'd
Yeah.
be a good mentor to a lot of his team, and he could bring a lot of insight to Australian pickleball.
I hope he proves you wrong.
Yeah. So
I'd love to
what's
be
his
me.
team? So at least, do you think he's the best player on his team? For sure, right? So what's his team?
Yeah, the
Kyle Yates,
Breakers.
Ludovica, Nicola, and Alex Fairbanks.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty good team.
That's a
I
pretty
guess.
good team.
So, you know Kyle's game from what we've seen. Would you put him in that men's doubles discussion?
The best men's doubles player? Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Well, we're talking about Wes Gabrielson, right? Hall of Fame. Kyle Yates belong there. He's also one of the Hall of Fame or like OGs of pickleball.
Yeah. Yeah, he has like a shot named after him.
Yeah.
Like,
are we talking all-time resume, or are we talking right now?
Like right now, also like who's the best player? It's just with Kali, it's a little bit of unknown how he's going to perform in Australia.
Yeah.
Everyone says in Australia it's just different, like the play style, or I don't know, the ball play is different because of the weather condition, or I don't know.
we're talking about, because you mentioned Andy playing a role.
Yeah,
Would you say Roman does that as well?
Roman Estrella. Who's he playing with, Vish? See, I feel like they're both role players, to be honest. Like, I see a lot of
Yeah.
their points just grinding it out. I would say they have too much offensive, like,
Yeah.
power, besides from the lob. That, like, it's the year of
he's
the lob.
he's perfected it. That
The
lob,
lob is
yeah.
pretty, like,
Oh,
nice.
even his overheads, he gets a lot of power.
Yeah.
The cricket bat.
Yeah, cricket bat. But
He uses a
is
gearbox.
he is he the same player without gearbox? I would want to see him without that gearbox paddle.
You're asking questions that you want to answer. What's your answer?
What? What do,
Do you
mean?
think he's the same player without the paddle? What's
No. Yeah, I'm just saying it. I don't think he's the same player without that gearbox because I know I'm not.
Yeah. Well, isn't it sort of similar to a Gen 3? Is anyone like as good as a player without a Gen 3?
Yeah, but that's what that's what actually I was discussing with someone other day. If gearbox gets banned, that pro power
Yeah.
paddle, do you think Gold Coast Glory gets more weaker?
Why? Who uses it on Gold Coast Glory? Just
Roman.
Roman?
Roman.
Just Roman, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
Don't
Roman
answer that.
could.
Let him. What's your answer?
Yes.
Roman's quality. He won minor league. Like, I reckon he could use a different paddle.
Yeah. I would like to see him using a different paddle. So Roman, please, just for us, try Z5. You know, Onyx Z5. I'll give you a free one.
The loudest paddle in the
Shout out
world.
to San Diego Pickleball. Shout out to the hub.
All right, so top. There's definitely other gentlemen that we could mention in this list. Obviously, Ryan Henry. We haven't really seen him play much men's doubles.
Yeah.
He's sort of forgotten, hey.
Oh, he's there.
Well, like,
I
sorry,
would say
not
he's
not
forgotten,
mentioned. No, I
but
don't want to
he's
say
just, like, hasn't-
not mentioned as of late.
he's just
'cause
been quiet.
Because he didn't. Yeah.
He's a sleeping giant.
Yeah.
Like,
He's actually giant, right?
yeah, he's a tall man.
Like, keep
yeah.
in mind, he played with Mitch, right?
Yeah.
He was an OG Smash member. I can't remember the results, but I'm sure they did pretty well. Not as well as the Breakers. But I'd expect him to come and remind everyone that he's quality. I thought it was one of the picks of the draft, getting him in the 3rd round. I
Yeah,
didn't
Vickers,
expect
man,
him to
they're-
be available then.
Honestly, if you own 4 pickable chords, you have no excuses to be bad, to be honest. So I'm expecting big things from Ryan Henry. I think he'll really put a stamp on Australian pickable this season.
I hope we get to see him play actually some tournaments. I've never seen him play any tournaments.
He played PPA Sydney.
Yeah, but just like one
Was
off.
that,
Who
AP,
do
or
you
was that
think-
APC?
He played AP. He
Last
played
year.
AP.
Who do
You
you
and I
think
were there.
would
Yeah.
complement Ryan Henry's game the most in a PPA event? Like, what do you reckon? Ryan Henry's good enough to make it to a medal match?
Oh yeah, he is.
Then who would you pair with him? Like,
As
Well,
a
he-
men's doubles.
yeah,
Well, he's
You'd have him left side, right?
Yes.
So you mentioned Andy was a good right side player.
I think he's down
Yeah.
for this current PPA at the Gold Coast with Mitch.
Oh, it's on PPA, not MLPA. Yeah.
I think he's down, and I think it'd be because of the on-court chemistry that they have, having probably trained together and played together. But stylistically, it's a different sort of question, eh?
Well, would you have Mitch play right and Ryan Henry play left if that's what Ryan's more comfortable with?
It's a good question.
Because you see Mitch play right with Joey all the time.
Just goes to
it's
show how
just-
flexible Mitchell is, though. He can
Yeah.
do everything.
That's a great point.
All right. Best men's, we don't have an answer for that men's doubles one. I think we're all not too sure on it. But for best male player in a mixed format.
Joey Wild.
Best. Who covers the court best?
Joey Wild. Same as men's, Joey Wild.
My,
You're going to crush over here.
yeah, it's a big crush.
Like, not trying to, like glaze or anything.
You know
like
he's
that,
got a
but,
girlfriend, right? I think it's a wife.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like, no Diddy. Like,
Yeah.
All right. We didn't bring up your boy Rob, by the way.
Robert Sterling, he's the best mixed doubles player.
okay.
Yeah.
that's valid.
Valid? Better
Do
than
you
Joey
reckon-
Wall?
Joey's hands, though, like, I don't know, it'll be interesting because I think what beats Joey is the consistency, obviously. And I think Rob is that guy to, like, kind of, like, make Joey mess up. Like, Rob keeps it low. If he does pop it up, he's got the hands to bail himself out. He can do those unorthodox speed ups, like mid-court and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I reckon
I
if
think-
there's anyone to do it, Rob's your guy.
Yeah. I don't think Rob's still at the same level as Joey yet. But after the first event, he'll be better than Joey. That's my
Yeah.
prediction. Yeah.
What, I
I
wanna-
back that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what I'd like to see is a cross-dink rally double-handed between Rob and Lucas. Just because they both have
Yeah,
such
that'd be
aggressive
unreal.
cross-dinking.
Dewey's
Yeah, just doom, doom,
Dewey
doom, doom.
Nation.
Okay, so you reckon Joey? You're standing on Rob?
No, not. I don't think currently it's not Rob. Still thinking about it. What do you think, Herman?
I was thinking along the lines of George Wall or Mitch Hargreaves again.
Yep.
Like it's
Mitch
kind
is, yeah.
of crazy that I'm not hearing this name like mentioned first. I'd probably give the edge to probably Mitch, just because he's got the accolades, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm gonna-
He's done it at such a high clip over such a sustained period of time.
I even rate Arman very high. So, like, we haven't seen Arman playing with someone else, right? Like in mixed doubles, we've seen him play with Rose. But Rose is a very good mixed doubles player, like one of the best mixed
Yeah.
doubles player. We were talking about it. So, we have to still see Arman playing with someone else and see how he performs in mixed doubles. But then there is Jai,
Yeah,
who always plays with Rose. So,
we haven't brought up Greenwall yet.
yeah.
With the Stars?
I think, yeah, it kind of depends, like, who they play with. Like, if you match, like, who does Joey play with? Katie.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Katie lets Joey down, to be honest. Like,
What have you got against Katie?
Wait, last tournament
do you
didn't Danny play with?
yeah,
Danny
Danny.
play with,
Danny played with Joey and
Yeah.
took out the top seed. Like,
Yeah, they
Yeah,
won.
They won the gold.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you say?
But for me,
maybe
Danny is the best player.
For
Best mixed
mixed.
doubles, yeah.
Yeah, she's hectic.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably disagree with you on that one.
Yeah, you do. But I do regard Rose very high as well. But I just think when Danny plays with Joey or anyone else, it feels like I'm playing gender doubles.
Yeah.
They're two men.
But that's only because Joey's hands are so good that allows Danny to be like that. Whereas if Danny did that against, say, if she played with like someone shorter, less athletic, with worse hands and like, you know, bad movement.
Me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's say me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
Daddy's not going to compete if you've got someone like, say, like Sarah Burr and Joey on the other end.
Okay.
Like, it's all situational.
Yeah.
All right. And singles, Dreambreaker. Best male Dreambreaker player that you've seen so far.
Rob Sterling.
Well, you did play some deal break. You're on his team.
Oh, yeah,
give
it's
us a
OG
Caterpillars.
Pillars.
Yeah, Caterpillars. How did he go in deal breakers?
Yeah, I think he got his donuts. Like, he won all his points most of the time, 5-0s.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't have any competition in, I think, NPL. So that's why he just went MLP route.
Yeah,
He said, I
'cause-
want some competition, yeah.
Yeah, because NPL isn't a very high level competition. It's more social level, right?
Is that a dig at NPL or at Sumi?
Yeah,
It's
both.
Yeah. No, it's more just Sumi.
Yeah.
I think though, if you played more singles instead of Tan, maybe like you would have done a bit better. But
I know. I
Tan
actually,
randomly coughing fire.
yeah, I actually got more points than Tan against some opponents in singles.
So does that mean you're a better singles player than him?
Yes.
see,
There we go, Tan.
where's they overlooked you for MLP then? You've got the doubles. You're known for your doubles, but
Yes.
your singles prowess is underrated.
It is underrated. Yeah. So Tan lost against, I think it was Zach in singles. and he lost 11-2 and I got 11-5 against Zach, so I was like happy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tan. Just randomly
That's
start
crazy.
bashing
That's
you, mate.
wild.
Tan's used to getting
wait.
bashed by me.
Were you
don't know,
playing with the gearbox though in singles?
No.
See, that's just your flaw. Get
I
the
know,
gearbox and you're being
gearbox
Zach.
Go on, you can use.
I heard a gearbox doesn't break when you throw it on the ground as well. So like, maybe Zach could switch to gearbox too.
No.
Yeah.
Have to give a big shout out to Zach and Tom for how. And
Well, I was
Helena
talking
as
about
well.
different Zach, by the way.
Oh, Davidson.
Yes.
Yeah, not Grabovich.
Zach Grabovich would get a donut against Tan 11-0. He beats Tan 11-0 and be probably negative.
To be fair though, Zach Davidson's a very good singles player.
Oh yeah, he's good singles player.
Very good singles player.
Very good.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's good.
he's like.
But he
solid.
doesn't have a 2E, so that's what he's got backhand, but doesn't get topspin on it. Or he actually does, but it's just 50-50, right? It's
Well, that's another guy who just like he's like a local hero, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like he's not traveling around drilling with the best, playing
Well,
with the best.
runs a business.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I
it's
think
like-
that's by choice and sort of by design.
He's like, you could say he's like the Matt Wright of Australia. Like,
Matt Wright.
yeah, just nowhere near as good. But
Who's
like,
Matt Wright?
Matt Wright, the lawyer? He's a lawyer in America.
Oh yeah, okay,
but
Matt Wright. Okay,
yeah.
America. I thought you were saying Matt Carter of New Zealand or something like that.
no idea what you're referencing with Matt Wright, but anyway.
Like, because he works all the
But
time.
isn't-
like, pickleball isn't his
Lucy Colo's
priority.
partner.
Isn't
right,
Matt Wright isn't the one that like has beaten the Johns brothers a few times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant Australian player. No, okay.
No,
yeah,
I said he's the Matt Wright of
Oh,
Australia.
yeah.
Anyway, we can just cut that shit.
No, that's
Keep it going.
Just cut this, but Harvey, how did you feel getting snubbed from the MLPA?
yeah.
MLP, I actually had NPL in my DMs, but I'm pursuing a commentating route. That's why I'm not like really playing. Plus, I'm committed to Focus Tennis Club Redcliffe
Let's
in the
go.
Belvedere Blast on Wednesday nights. Great league. But yeah.
He really wants that commentating job. So,
Put him in the box.
All right,
Put him in the box.
final part for the MLPA stuff. Do you guys have any dark horse teams for this season?
Yeah, my dark horse team are the Vipers.
Okay.
I've got them as a dark horse team. There might be like a lot of really close matchups for them.
Yep.
And I think their Dreambreaker lineup will be unreal and get them over the line in a lot of those matchups.
Yep. Fair enough. Harvey?
Go to Sumi. He looks like
What?
he's got something
Sorry,
good to say.
I missed it.
Your
Hungover.
Dreambreaker. Do you have any dark horse teams for Major League Pickleball Australia this season?
Dark horse team. Oh, yeah, Hustle.
You got a hustle, okay.
Yeah.
So-
for
Why
sure.
though?
Huh?
Why?
Rob Sterling.
Is Rob Sterling their team? Like, do you
So
like-
they've got
It's a dark horse.
Yeah, but a team and not like one player.
No.
Or are you
it-
saying Rob Sterling's going to be that good he can change a whole team just by himself?
Yeah, if he can carry Matt Carter, that's it. And if Danny can just get a win with Matt Carter, who's stopping them? Got a pretty strong female doubles.
Michelle and
Who's-
Danielle.
Oh, yeah. What's the international player like for them?
Michelle, yeah, what's she like?
She's very
Wait, is it
good.
Michelle?
Yeah.
Real?
And she's fiery. I love it. She just looks into your eye. She makes a bad line call and still says, "Yeah, come on." Didn't you see that? That was on memes of pickleball.
I'm seeing it.
Yeah, that ball was this in. She called it out. And the next point, she was just like, "Yes,
Flash goal.
let's go." I love that.
So you got the hustle. Harvey, your dark horse team?
I was going to say the hustle as well, but I feel like in a dream breaker situation, they're just not really there.
Who's
I get
their
back-
weakest singles player?
The hustle.
Yeah, because-
Probably Matt Carter, but like I've never really seen him play singles. But like many people are even questioning his captaincy, so it's like he mustn't be like that great.
Yeah. By the way, congratulations to I think it's his partner, Caitlin Carter. She's one of the NPL captains
Yep.
for
Oh,
Queensland.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we will talk
Maybe
about.
Matt Carter could join her in NPL
We'll
and
talk
be
about-
a dominant force.
You
in
think
that
that's where he
area.
belongs?
Well, NPL are getting a. Well, I don't know if it's confirmed, but they're talking about getting a New Zealand side. So
NPL?
yeah.
Yeah, they were gonna get it this season, but I think it was just too early for them,
Yeah.
and they're planning for season 3 to have a
So-
New Zealand side.
Yeah, the Kiwis, shout out to them. Their scene continues to grow. So Harvey doesn't really have a dark horse.
Oh, actually, I missed one thing. When you say someone who missed out, Connor Robert Shaw.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
He's so
yeah.
good.
Yep.
And
Southpaw.
he was, big omission. Like, I
Yeah.
think,
If he went to the Crocs instead of Watnell,
yes.
I'd probably take them as my dark horse team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I just know him, and he just.
Yeah, you know him?
He's a weapon. I've played
Connor's
a couple of
legit.
times against
Connor
him.
is very good.
Yeah.
I was surprised as well.
Very nice
Yeah.
guy as well.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, he's built like a pizza slice.
Pizza slice.
Yeah, it's fucking wide as.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's got like
that's
a
good.
he's like massive.
With no legs.
Okay, so that's your dark horse picks. Just general, who do you think's going to take it? Like if you can make an early call, top team.
I think it's dependent sort of on the draw
Force.
to a certain degree.
You going the Force?
Force. Yeah.
As a Queenslander, it sort of pains me to say this, but I probably have to say the smash.
Nah. Force.
So we haven't talked much. We will get into the smash. We haven't talked much about the fast fours. Why are you backing them?
Like my number one men's doubles player, George Wall, or just men's in doubles, and you pair him up with Lucas, who was the number one pick last season. And like I think this season he'll show why he was number one pick last season. So, especially he's been to States now and got that
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
And
That's a fair
so,
point.
and they both are very good mixed doubles player as well. Both the females are solid. All around good dream breaker team as well. So
What about their females?
they're good. Both of them are.
You just didn't
solid.
mention them. Like,
Well, I'm just
your
mentioning the
winning team.
stars.
the stars. So are you saying that Ting Che Wei and Liz Trulick
Yeah,
are
it's
more
just too
role
hard
players?
for me to say their names. That's all.
Yeah, the females are more just role players. Are you saying?
No, they're great.
How
They're
do you
good.
think they'll shape up as a women's duo against the other competition?
I think it's still the top 6 women's doubles team.
So
That's what I'm saying. Rally scoring, anything can happen, right?
Yeah.
So even though they are not as strong as Pei and Shai or Hushai, but they're not very weak. So
you're going for more of an all-rounder.
yes,
So they have the ability to cause some big upsets,
Yes.
and they're solid players themselves.
yeah.
Yeah, I back that
Okay.
for now.
For now, okay.
And Sydney Smash, Harvey.
Herman.
Herman, sorry.
Sydney Smash for me. I mean, it's hard to go wrong. You've got Mitch and Joey
Yep.
for your men's doubles. For me, they're the team to beat. And then, one of them is going to be left side for each mixed doubles. And, they're paired with some pretty good players, so I can see them doing pretty well.
Yeah, Wang Bakval, Tarulja.
That'll
Both.
be sort of the, I don't want to say question mark, but it'll be sort of the focus to see, how well they gel.
Yep.
And how does Selena performs? As Harvey was saying, NPL is a social league, and that's where she comes from.
Well, she'll be playing with either Joey or Mitch, so they're
Yeah.
pretty handy players to play alongside with. in-
Yeah,
in
that's
mixed.
true.
And then Dream Breaker, I'm pretty sure they'll do well, but I don't see them. I
Daddy
don't,
for Dream
yeah, I don't think there'll be in too many Dream Breakers.
You don't think there will be too many dream breakers?
Not for them, I don't think so. I
Oh.
think they'll do very well.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do say one caveat, I think it really does depend on the draw.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know they are not gonna worse first round against the Fast Force because the last event they already played those teams. So in the next event, the draw is gonna be different.
What can I just say? I'd love to see that game.
Oh yeah,
Could you
that would be
imagine
the best
seeing
game.
Joey and Mitch play George and Lucas?
Yeah.
That's box office.
Yeah,
That is-
that's the best game.
That's
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
So when you argue that they're the top 4 men doubles players?
Yeah. They're
So-
in shout for top 4.
I'm just having a look.
Well, I'm probably with you, Sydney's like the strongest team, to be honest.
Man, there's so many good men's teams.
Like, if you look at it, I'd say it's a guaranteed 2 wins with men's doubles and Joey's mixed. I'm saying that's guaranteed 2 wins every single game.
So worst case, they're in a Dream Breaker.
Worst case dream breaker against every team.
Do you think Bartier and Gray could fire in that situation?
Yeah, what about Bhatia and Gray?
Yeah, maybe Ollie for like 6 points, but that's 6 points. You have to play 21.
You're just a rush hater, eh?
Huh?
Yeah, that's what I think. He just hate Rush for some reason.
Hate the rush.
Yeah, because you're not big on Katie, you're not big on Ollie. You never mentioned Arman before.
Oh, he's my favourite player.
Arman?
Yeah.
Okay.
From back home, shout out Armin Bhatia.
Yep.
Bhatia.
Bhatia. You're taking the piss.
You wanted to get into commentary, mate. It's hard. Shout out to Jazz, by the way, making the rush. One of our commentator superstars.
I reckon on the day, given the format, anyone on the day can have a day and upset any sort of team. But I think on a consistent basis, that's why I've sort of backed the Smash to do well consistently.
I will say I'm agreeing with you on the Smash, but honestly, the Rush would probably be the most entertaining team to watch.
Oh, he's backtracking now.
In my opinion.
Okay.
Because I don't think they're gonna win much, but I think they're entertaining. Because when Katie and Ollie get fired up, that's good to watch, and they play good pickable. But I just feel like their floor is too low.
I've never seen Arman losing any games, so
He's unreal, yeah.
Arman and Nelson Chen actually lost to Fairbanks and Esterreja at the one in Sydney, I think.
okay.
So there's your first loss.
So do your homework.
Yeah, so maybe, check the stats.
Didn't Arman take the PPA Brisbane singles out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Even though he was injured?
yeah, but that was
That's the first time he played
just
actually
said
singles
he
event.
just said he was injured for the storyline. Come
Okay.
on.
Alrighty, that'll wrap us up for our season. We will get into this more, I think, as the season progresses. Obviously, Andy would have some great insight as well.
Do you reckon he's offended that none of us picked him? Like, picked his team?
Nah, he's fine.
No, you picked him as a dark horse.
Oh, by the way, what
Yeah.
about Asia Ace's team? I just want to talk about Venice, and I don't want to say another guy's name. I know it's gonna sound bad from my mouth, but Jamie and Nelson and
Just say Quinn.
Huyn, yeah, like Than Huyn, right?
Yeah.
Than Sundin. Yeah, I could say Huyn, right, instead of saying
Yeah, yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Who?
Quinn. Just say Quinn. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was picked
3rd overall.
very high pick.
Yeah.
So I haven't.
Actually, I've seen his YouTube videos, couple of YouTube videos,
Yeah.
like doing coaching and stuff.
Yeah, I've
looks
also
solid.
seen a little bit of gameplay. I saw, I think he was paired up with the player from the Surge, Marcel Chan. They played like Colin Strick and Jack Sock.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game. I think he was a left side player and Marcel played right side.
Yeah.
Very-
How
very
did
solid.
they go that game?
They lost. They
Yeah.
lost the game.
Was
from
it
memory.
close?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I remember a few overheads from Marcel Chan. Crazy. He shrinks the court. Very athletic. Very tall.
Okay, so obviously those guys have had experience at the highest level, so that has to count for something. The 3rd pick, I think Nilsson getting picked in the 4th,
He was very light.
very late considering he literally won an MVP.
Yeah, but who do you think, like, where do you think he should have been picked instead?
Oh, I'm just saying it was interesting that he
Yeah.
got picked so late.
Dylan's going vanilla, like.
But, like, is it
Yeah.
really interesting if you wouldn't take Nelson over anyone else? Like, then
Oh.
that's just a good pick.
There were a lot of unknown players picked before him,
Yeah.
whereas you
Yeah.
know what you're going to get with Nilsson.
That's a great point. Like, he's an actual proven commodity
Yep.
in this format in Australia.
Yep, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah. And he's gone viral with that shot. Did you
Oh,
all see?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
the
the,
ATP. Oh, sorry, the ATP
the,
defense.
Oh yeah, the block.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah, that was an illegal shot.
It
Hey?
was illegal.
Illegal.
Yeah, he was over
He
there.
Well,
crossed the plane. Or?
Well,
Yeah, I
if ref didn't see it, it's legal, right?
Is that how you
Coming
ref
from
your
a
games?
cheetah.
You just
Yeah,
don't
refs
watch?
his games. That's how he plays
I'm
his
the
games.
best ref.
Yeah.
I've been rated as
cap.
the best referee.
That's
So,
cap.
yeah.
Saw him ref on the weekend. Cap.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on from that segment. The next topic that we're going to discuss is. Would have been good to have Andy here for it, but we might just talk about the NPL season. Now, Sumi, you obviously played for the Caterpillars. Do you just want to give a general rundown of what your experience was like as a player?
As a player, first of all, I had the best captain, Remy.
Yep.
I think she was the best captain, and I'm so sad or like just that she didn't get picked again as the captain. She was one of the captains who didn't get picked again. Like,
Yep.
yeah. So experience format, wasn't a big fan of the format because too much waiting, and if you're playing only 1 or 2 games, you're there all day and don't get to play much. But it was a very good like team event. Like it was something to do, right? If you don't get picked in MLP, you've got second go as NPL and you're still playing something. And I think our team Caterpillars finished top of the table in Queensland, so that was good. We're very happy with that. We had obviously Rob Sterling in our team, who was our superhero and made it easy. And we were actually lucky to get Andy for a couple of rounds, so that helped as well.
Yep.
So yeah, now it was a great experience. We got into the finals, went to Melbourne. Didn't do very well in Melbourne, but yeah, it was good.
Okay. And obviously the next NPL season's coming around. We mentioned the Iceman, David Richardson, getting captaincy
For Caterpillars,
for your team. Yep.
yeah, he's a
Right.
Caterpillar.
We may see the combination of Richardson, Rajpal again.
I don't think he's picking me.
No. All right. Fair enough.
He's
Yeah.
moved on from me.
He didn't hear about your singles prowess, clearly.
Yes.
Yeah. No, fair enough. And yeah, as we mentioned, Caitlin Carter, also one of the new NPL captains. So, from a playing perspective, did you fellas go in for the NPL draft that's coming up? No?
No.
Okay.
I mean, like, yeah, but no. Like, I just joined it, so, because Sumi told me to. And I do what my coach asked me to do. So, like, you know,
Fair enough.
they're like, just anything they ask, I do.
Okay. You get a 6-pack of beers.
So, now how do you guys feel? I'm curious from a, because NPL was a lot more regional than MLPA, how I feel. So obviously you've got named cities, so like Sydney Smash, Brisbane Breakers, etc. But for NPL, it's like it was very clearly a Queensland region, a Victoria region, and New South Wales region. How did you guys feel from a, do you feel that this is a positive thing for pickleball in general? Like if there's more of a rivalry between states? If we look at other sports traditionally in Australia and how that goes?
Yes, it's good rivalry between states. If you talk about state of origin, Queensland and New South Wales.
And that's it?
You don't think so? It's good?
Yeah, I think it's good. For me, it's more so having like the Queensland region all performing all at the one venue. You get to see the best local players
Yep.
play in a competitive environment. I think that was probably one of the
Oh,
biggest
that was
positives.
actually one of the best things about NPL, that we didn't have to travel every couple of weeks. We could just go down to Redcliffe and just travel only once.
Yeah.
So that made it very easy as players.
And then I think to a certain degree, I mean, there's always going to be the chat of which city or which state in Australia is best at pickleball. And this is where the NPL can sort of, have a say in it when you look at the results of the overall comp.
Yeah, Jalapenos took it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's very fair point. So, for our viewers at home, Sumi and I have been around, not since the start of pickleball, but very close. You're a little bit later than me, a little bit earlier than me, but Queensland, or especially Southeast Queensland, has always been the strongest pickleball region. I don't think that's the case anymore. Like we've seen with latest PAA numbers, New South Wales has really quickly.
They have this pickleball club in New South Wales,
1,000 people.
Northern Beaches.
1,000
They
people.
are growing like crazy.
That is nuts. And obviously, as you mentioned, Jalapenos Victoria took the NPL event.
But
So,
Yeah.
I think their team was too stacked. A lot of controversy regarding that team. Zach, Tom Evans, and Helena, they all on one team. That's
Yeah.
just not fair for other teams in Victoria.
well, they've all been split.
Yeah, they all have been split, so yeah.
Obviously, those guys, well, Tom, got really far in the latest PPA event, so that was awesome to see. So, from a state perspective, do you guys feel this is is there something you'd like to see more of, like more of a state v state, or even at a club v club level, because we don't really see that currently?
Yeah, my answer is yes, but from the standpoint of more competition is always beneficial for the game of pickleball in Australia.
Okay.
And I'll also say, even though, NPL is technically a state versus state thing, like you need to take it with sort of a grain of salt, because the best players actually play MLP. And when you look at the number of players that are based in Queensland that were drafted to the MLP, when you look at the number of Australian-based players that were drafted to the MLP, majority are based here in Queensland. So you've got that top tier level, they're probably the best are probably in Queensland when you talk about Australia.
Okay. And this could be beneficial just across. It's a net positive
Absolutely.
as everyone gets better as a group. Fair enough. That makes sense.
I kind of disagree on that because you still have your top level players from like Sydney are on the smash. So say like Mitch, Ryan Henry, Fairbanks, say they all played NPL. Well, that's just another stacked team that would beat any
That's a fair
Queensland team. So it's like kind of half and half. I just think in New South Wales, it's you have a lot more highly populated cities where pickable can catch on quicker, so you have like that greater depth in pool level of like from the top to the bottom. So I think like realistically, it's hard to say.
I think the pool discussion is a different sort of thing where, you know, numbers don't lie. Like you said, there's a club with thousands of members.
That's nuts.
It's probably, when you have that sort of a pool to select from, it's only a matter of time
Yep.
before you have, like, you see more Sydney-based players at the top level.
Okay. So if we had like a Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, like best top 6, top 3 female, top 3 male, you put them theoretically all together against each other.
Well, technically, the top, maybe 6 females in Australia are all from Queensland.
I'm just putting the theoretical out there.
Yeah, well, from the female perspective, 100% Queensland's way better than New South Wales. And then when you look at the men, when you have people like Mitch who live in Sydney, that it shakes it up a bit.
Could also put
Tom Grabovich and that, like you still haven't really seen what
Zach.
they do. Oh yeah, Zach Grabovich.
Tom Evans, yeah.
Tom Evans, yeah. Like
Okay.
you haven't really seen how they perform consistently against Queensland MLP players, so it's like...
And we'll never see that, at least for now.
Unless it's a QPT or a APC.
PPA,
Yeah.
or PP also.
APC, QPC, but we didn't really have that many teams.
It's all about money.
Yeah, it is.
There is no prize money, why would they play?
Yep.
And it's fair enough.
Yep. APC would be interesting.
Is there prize money?
I don't think there is. But do you feel that they're still going to, just for the prestige?
Yeah, nobody cares about prestige anymore.
No. I agree.
I think it's just about if they're playing professional league, that's what matters to them.
Yep.
That's fair enough.
It's the same as like the NBA, right? Like
Yeah.
you've got the World Cup or the Olympics, but players don't care about that. They just care about the championship.
Yeah, it's like literally like even you see all these football players and stuff playing for their clubs. Let's say I follow Chelsea and these players have to go for their national duty. And some of the players don't even go for their national duty. They would avoid going because they want to play for a club because they get paid from there so much more
Yeah.
than playing for their national team. So it's like, you know, ethically, like I would still play for my nation,
Yeah.
but it's just all about money when you playing professionally. Yeah.
It was very, very interesting swing where when because paid tournaments only really happened last year, right?
Yes, I think it's just changed the scene
Like
now.
out of nowhere, it just
Yeah.
happened, right? Yeah, it's crazy. All right, well, we'll now move into our coaches' questions part of the day. So, I'm going to do essentially questions from various groups each time we catch up. I've got 2 different questions from 2 of the top coaches in the country. So Coco Lococo of the Melbourne Mavericks and Mike Newell, coach of the Eastern Rush, have sent through a question each. I'm going to start with Coco's one, which is kind of interesting. Do you guys, and this is pickleball or general sport, okay? Do you guys have any superstitions on court or any like rituals do you have to do? If you don't, do you know of anyone else that does?
Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah, straight off the bat.
Yeah, so like I've been doing this since I was like a little kid. Right sock, left sock, right shoe, left shoe.
Oh, you put them on?
I put them on in that
Yeah,
order.
right, okay.
If I don't put it on in that order, like I've got to actually like take my shoes and socks off and put it back on.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's become like habitual, and I don't know why. It's not like I've played like horribly having done it, but it just makes me feel like sort of okay.
So, yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's a new one. I haven't heard that one before. Fair enough.
yeah. At first it was rugby boots when I was younger, and now it's like tennis shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
And does it make a difference on the court?
Oh, probably not, Harvey?
Right.
I just feel better. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What about you?
Honestly, it starts from the night before. I have to have
Night before.
I have a big game.
Big game of what?
So obviously people want to warm up before their game.
Yeah, so where
I
do you warm up in the
night
valley?
before.
Where
So
are you
do
going
the
with this?
Raj Chappelle
I'm just
special.
checking.
You go out, you get on the piss,
Yeah.
you have a good time, and
Yeah.
no matter what, if you lose, you
Yeah.
just know you're gonna do it all again that same night.
Yeah.
So like realistically,
Yeah.
you're out there having fun,
Yeah.
and if you can't compete on the beers, what's
Yeah.
the point in being able to compete sober? Like,
That's true.
nah, for real though, my actual routine is I just fire up to some Tate McRae just before I go on, just beaming in the speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets me mentally focused
Okay.
to stick to the game plan, and yeah, then all you have to do is execute.
Did you do that before I played with you?
That's crazy.
Sorry, just
That's
checking, just
crazy.
checking.
No, I actually didn't. That's probably why.
You didn't? Okay,
That's
yeah,
probably
just
why we
wanted
didn't
to
do
know.
so
I have to
good.
play another
Yeah.
tournament with you, and then I have to remind you to do that.
Yeah, we're going to submit a
Excellent.
podcast team to tournaments. Sumi?
Oh, it keeps on changing for me. Like right now, it's the
how's it a fucking ritual then? It keeps changing.
Yeah, because I have the ritual for a
Can you
while.
explain to what a ritual means?
Can you explain to me in Hindi?
I'm not getting cancelled this episode.
Thank you.
No, yeah, like for me, for now, it's like drinking the matcha powder in the morning, the green matcha, like
Right.
just doing it with water.
When
you
you
say
Japanese matcha.
one. Yeah, matcha. I like that.
Oh, who got you into that?
Huh?
Who got you into that?
I've been doing that for ages. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nay? Did Nay get you into
No,
that?
not nice.
Shout out to Nate.
My
Yeah.
first girlfriend in Australia, she introduced me to matcha. So yeah.
The first. Have you had like quite a few?
We'll talk about that later. Yeah, and then also like yeah, obviously sometimes I like to go out a night before,
Yeah.
maybe hit the casino and yeah, have a good time, and then
Try
when I-
your luck the night before.
yeah, and then I know
Yeah.
how I'm gonna go next day.
Is that before like a big game? Or like
no.
any sort of big event?
Yeah, any sort of big event.
Would you say, like, this
especially when I'm
podcast?
traveling, like if you go to Melbourne to play a tournament
Yeah.
or Sydney or yeah.
What about this podcast coming to the Sunny Coast? Would you say this was a big event and you needed to prepare for
yeah,
it?
you know what happened last night, right? So this was a big event today, so we started last night,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Barely hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
But I have a ritual when I'm commentating, which somewhat relevant to what you're talking about. So before I am hosting like a big event, I try and fire myself up. So I did stuff with AIS for sports psychology, just regarding either cooling down or warming up, like mentally. So I try and do that for commentating as well. Obviously, I can't be flat. So the playing, not really. I used to have once for baseball, but not.
What was for baseball?
It was more relevant to like what bats you warm up with, and like it's a lot of the viewers wouldn't
Yeah.
understand the reference. But do you guys find superstition? Do you guys find if you're playing poorly with a paddle, do you swap it out?
It's different because I play with a different paddle every tournament. I pick a paddle in the morning for warm up, and if I feel comfortable with it, I just play with it. Like, it's sort of like superstitious. I just try different paddles in the morning in the warm up. Normally, the first paddle I pick, it's always good. It's rarely happened I would go to the second paddle, but it's always a different paddle for every tournament. I like using different paddles.
No, I just stay with the one paddle.
Yep.
I never really changed. I don't blame
Yeah.
the paddle. I just blame myself.
Yep.
Just take full accountability. You should try, see me.
Yeah, I just give too much credit to my paddles. If I've got a gearbox, Gen 3,
It's all the same, eh? There.
yeah.
As long as they're approved, it's all right.
Yeah,
eh?
as long as they're approved, it's fine, eh? If a gearbox is still approved, Roman, you're safe.
Bruh.
And finally, on the topic of superstition, do you guys find if you like? Obviously, we prefer either a left side player or a right side player. If you guys are not playing the side that you prefer, does it throw you off?
It does throw me off, but then I need another couple of shots of coffee and then I'm fine.
So he doesn't have coffee in the
that's
middle of
it?
the game?
Yeah, I do. Like, so I always, so yeah, in the morning after the matcha, my ritual, I prepare my coffee for the day. And then I've got like 7-8 shots of coffee sitting next to my game when I'm
Maybe
playing.
you shouldn't be going out the night before. Maybe that's what. What about you guys? Anything?
Well, I'm a lefty, so I play right side, and I always get my side. I'm pretty fortunate.
Yep.
Often it depends who I'm playing with. Like if I'll stack or play straight up. Yeah, it doesn't really throw me off because I'm always cool, calm, and collected. Always mentally focused. Stick to the game plan. Whether that's you're on the left, you're on the right, you play your shots, and then all you have to do is execute. So I'd say no. It's
Treats it like a job interview, eh?
it's pretty like
But you know what? I've literally heard him say this before a tournament.
yeah.
Like he said, literally says that exact same thing.
Yeah.
If you guys could suggest some rituals for Andy, now that he's the second season of captain of
Growth hormones. Sorry.
Growth hormones. Yeah, he
Or
does
straight
need
up,
that, yeah.
or get a fresh cut.
Fresh cut.
Get a haircut, Andy. Get a fresh cut before every MLP. You'll probably perform
Yeah.
better.
Just shave it all off.
Yeah, you look good, you play good. You play good, they pay good.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders said that. Deion Sanders said that.
All right, too easy. Okay, final question of the day. We've been pushing it for a bit now. It's good. Question from Mike Newell, captain of the coach of the Eastern Rush. This is pickleball in general. So, will pickleball become the most participated sport in the world? Time frame irrelevant. Just eventually.
No. Chess is too prominent.
Oh, yeah. Other
Wait,
than
facts.
chess.
Wait, facts.
We have chess players. Yeah.
Chess is a gentleman's sport.
Yeah. Oh,
So ladies
oh,
can't play
okay.
it?
I'll
No,
say.
no, as in like,
okay.
I can't
Oh,
Cricket.
fair enough.
like, you know what I mean though. Wait, you said cricket's a gentleman's sport?
It used to be. I don't know what this shit 2020 is, but yeah.
Yeah,
I
fair
agree.
enough.
I'm
Does
not
anyone know what the top sport is right now?
Top sport right now.
Yeah.
soccer, football.
Yeah,
Football's big.
The world's game. Yeah, I'd probably say no, football's always
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
top.
and then after that, I mean, Padel's gone nuts in Europe. Definitely not here yet.
No.
Golf?
I don't rate golf.
I don't think
Just
so.
because you don't rate it doesn't.
Yeah, I just don't.
Yeah,
I
well,
think it's the
We've got
most boring
there's
sport
certain
ever.
sports that are like deemed like rich people sports.
Yeah, I'm poor,
Whereas-
so I'm just like, yeah,
Bro,
golf's
that's
not
cap.
never
You grew
for
up
me.
with butlers, bro. That's cap. But like with a sport like football or soccer, what makes it like, I guess, pretty popular is anyone can play it. Right?
Yeah, on the street.
Whether you're
doesn't
rich,
matter.
poor, like
yeah.
every like to a certain degree, like a big demographic.
Yeah.
With pickleball, I think there's potential there for it to be the biggest sport in the world, because I think the demographic is bigger than a sport like football.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a time thing.
Yeah. It's like cricket, right?
Yeah.
You see the India's population,
Yeah.
Just the entire.
entire country plays cricket, and you see on every street, like after 9, 10 p.m., you'll see people playing it on the street. Like everyone, they put a chair out for stumps, and if they don't have a bat, they'll just take a stick,
All right.
just play.
I tried googling it. There was
Yeah, nothing on it.
everyone had. different
Simi, were you
Yeah.
a batter or bowler? I keep forgetting. Batter or bowler?
What do you think I was?
I think you're a water boy.
Water boy? No.
You'd have to be a wicket keeper with those fast hands, eh?
Fast hands?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have fast hands and fast fingers. I was a leg spinner,
Right.
but I could do very good off spin with these fingers.
So, you don't think it'll be the most participated sport?
I think it could be,
No,
but
there's
I don't think it
potential.
will be.
Yeah.
It definitely could. Do I think it will be? Oh, probably not. There's just so many other sports. Like, does esports count?
Which one? Esports?
Esports, yeah.
Esports.
FIFA.
Yeah, that's a crazy game.
I just think, from an accessibility point of view,
That's a great point.
like anyone can play pickleball, and location-wise, like you may
Can anyone play pickleball?
pretty much.
Well, you have to have enough
Have you
money
not
to
been
buy
watching
paddle.
the
a net.
para pickleball
Yeah,
league?
like
Yeah, I saw that. Did were you commentating that tournament where, Dave Richardson and Sarah, they all played that event?
no hybrid event.
Yeah, hybrid event. How good was that?
Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like I'm actively working within the
Yeah.
para community at Redcliffe. Like,
Yeah.
no, when I say anyone can play, like it's
Yeah.
it's like any age demographic, any
Yeah.
skill level. you guys were kind of being serious about chess, but that is literally like a like anyone can play chess, for example.
Yeah, but not everyone can play it well, Harvey?
Yeah, not like us.
Not like us.
Just so you guys are aware, these two apparently
Yeah.
are pro chess players, so we will find that
I don't
out.
know if pro's the word, but better than Sumi is definitely an
Yeah,
accurate.
that's
Better than me?
Yeah, that's a good
We have to see
representation.
that. Like, you have to actually play out a tournament.
You have to play us.
Yeah. It's
We're
like,
not playing you, you're playing us. Like,
gotta play me.
So,
I don't waste my time.
yeah, you're probably new, probably a novice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
on
I
that.
don't know those moves you're
Oi,
talking
mans didn't
about.
even know
Those
what
illegal
Upasana was.
moves.
You like to play poker, I heard. Why don't you put some money up on the chessboard? Something you can control.
Yeah. Something I can't control. I can control everything.
Yeah.
Dang.
if pickleball was to become the biggest sport in the world, like, first of all, our podcast would be watched everywhere, so that's positive. But do you guys find Australia would, like, as a global ranking, how do you think we would go?
We would always be top 5, I would like to say.
Like every other sport, like Australia's
Yeah.
always good.
We'll
like-
always be. Oh, not every sport.
Not every sport.
Every other sport, like
Football.
for a size of country, like the population for Australia, it's always like up there.
Yeah.
For any sport we play.
I think like we always have at least
No.
one like MVP, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, let's talk about the sports in Australia. Talk about, like, we have a pretty good soccer team. Like, we made it to World
No.
Cup.
Women's we do.
Like, women's,
Women's.
even the men's, like, it's okay. Like, for the...
nah, men's is shit.
Men's suck.
I'd much rather watch women's football, like our women's team, than our men's, to be honest.
I agree entirely.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Wallabies playing tonight against Wales.
Yeah, unions in a bit of a
Hey,
Bit
it's
of
a
a
bit
rough
of, it's a
spot.
bit of a touchy
Yeah.
topic for me.
yeah. So, to answer your question, so what do we do well at globally? Because obviously AFL Rugby League, pretty
Cricket.
much not global sports. Union, not very
Cricket,
good.
nah.
Netball, we do well in.
Yeah,
Gotta
but
mention
I would
netball.
say like it's what sports are global. Like we have when we talk sports, what
So,
are
like,
global
football,
sports that everyone
Basketball,
plays?
our basketball team's pretty decent.
Yeah, yeah.
But on a serious note with your question, I was just thinking.
It's all right. It's done. Don't
No, but you don't have to chuck this in. But when
Yeah.
you're talking about like pickleball on a global scale, I think it would be also dependent whether it was an Olympic sport or not. Because if it was an Olympic sport, then there's a lot more countries that are going to feed money into it, which would also impact how competitive we'd be at the world stage.
Well, I mean, let's look at successful sports that aren't Olympic sports.
Which aren't Olympics. So every
So-
successful sport is Olympic sport.
No,
No?
like
Flag football.
NFL, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Like in America, like huge in one country,
yeah,
but they obviously don't worry about the Olympics.
no.
Cricket's not.
Cricket is, I think it was
Maybe Commonwealth Games,
Commonwealth Games.
but not
yeah.
Olympic.
Oh, question: Are there many Eastern European teams that play cricket?
No, but it's just cricket is the most, because of the population of India and some other countries, just
Yeah.
too big.
I guess when we talk global sports, it'd have to be a sport that is played in like every region
Yeah.
of the
Because
world.
like pickleball's getting big in Africa, for example.
Yeah,
So like
That's crazy.
it's going crazy
Yeah.
over there.
like Uganda pickleball's like
Every continent, then.
yeah, like it's a big deal. Obviously America's huge. The Asian market, in my opinion, is going to be the next big thing for pickleball. Makes total sense why MLPA went into Southeast Asia. Question. On the topic of global pickleball. So, do you find that China will eventually be better than America at pickleball?
100%. Their parents are more dedicated to making sure their children become successful. What's
yeah,
funny
that's true.
about that?
Like, there's
What's
nothing funny. Like,
about
it's just
that?
a different culture,
Yeah, it's
right?
just different culture. They're a lot more dedicated to their sports.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not the one coming up on some racist shit.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah, you never do.
I don't think so
Never,
because obviously I think pickleball's been in America for longer, but the best pickleball comp is in America.
Yep.
I guess it'll be different if China have a big pickleball league and they all of a sudden become bigger than America. But for the time being and for the foreseeable future, I'd say it'd still be in America because like pickleball as a sport is still in its infancy, right?
As a global sport.
So there's a lot of like the approach on how you play pickleball has changed over the past few years,
Yeah.
and I think it'll continue to change. And I think a lot of those changes will stem from America.
Like, I think
I
of...
disagree with that. America's pickleball's already been in America for over 10 plus years.
It's since the 60s.
So it's like, what more?
So-
Huh?
But since the 60s.
1960s.
Yes, 60 something is when it was actually created.
But like, what about the pro league?
It's all after the COVID just went massive everywhere actually, even in
Yeah.
Australia. In States also they talk about after COVID, it just,
I think
It
if
was
you
the
were to
best thing that
watch,
happened.
Yeah.
I think I watched a few months ago. If you were to watch 10 years ago what the American Open looked like for pickleball, their style of play is very different to what it is now. And I think to a certain extent, like we're still in infancy where like styles and the way you play pickleball will still be refined to a certain degree. I don't think we're near our final product yet. We have all these different sort of shots that are coming out, right? Like, for instance, what's that shot Rob does?
Oh, the reverse tomahawk.
Oh, yeah,
the
that's right.
reverse tomahawk, or
Yeah,
it's called
there's-
scorpion, but the reverse.
Oh, Scorpions. Yeah, but he's like...
But
yeah,
Nah,
it's like a-
Scorpions when you duck down.
Yeah, but he does it the reverse. Right? He's not going
Yeah,
straight
but he doesn't
in.
duck down.
It's like a backhand.
Yeah,
paddle
we've got
slap.
stuff like the Houdini, the Kyle Yates shot.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
these have all been developed in the last few years. Like, there's probably room
Yeah.
for more.
It
sort
just
of
keeps on
improvement and growth.
changing.
Yeah.
Now it's like the TUI is the must, like double and backhand. When I
Yeah.
started, I was told not to do TUI. I was like, nah, don't put the second hand on. Just single hand is better. So it just keeps on changing.
Yep. I think you're right. Like, but I look at, like, I'm going back to football because we sort of agreed that it was the biggest sport. America has their own league, but they're nowhere near as good as Europe.
No,
Like, you got Major League Soccer, and that's nothing compared to, like, Champions League, etc.
no. It's just played. I was just having a look. Played over 265 million people globally, like participated. Football.
Yeah, football's definitely the... So,
Yeah.
do you feel that there has to be any changes for pickleball to become even bigger? Like, let's use rally scoring as an example.
I don't think it's pickleball itself that needs changing. I think it's already like pretty good and it's easily sold. But I think it's more like pickleball culture. Like you need to find a way to get more people hyped up about it and more engaged and like playing it more.
Well, we need more courts, more venues. Nah.
That's here in Australia, but yeah,
Yeah.
you are right. Yeah.
More leagues, more like in America, they
Yeah.
have so many steps. So it's like you start out here, this is where you're starting out, but these are the next 10 steps you can take
Yep.
until you go pro. Whereas here, it's like, yeah, you will go to an advanced session, but if you're advanced, but you're not good enough for NPL or MLP, where do you go?
There is no, you mean a pathway, a training session? You mean there is no structure here?
Yeah, there's no structure.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, there's not much player development.
Yeah, I've got that feedback from a lot of players that there is no actually like some sort of coaching or some sort of pathway where they could actually work on, like if they're keen and they're driven
Yeah.
to make it to that level, there is nothing for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... yes,
Besides
spot on.
from just going to the park and drilling with your best friends.
Yeah, that's what you could do.
Yeah, you're spot on. And as a director, that's one thing that we're
Yeah.
always aware of. Trying to create pathways, as you're saying. But I guess we're talking about from a national perspective. Like, it's all well and good. We can, like you with BPC, for example,
Yeah.
myself with Redcliffe, like we can service our members and our small little
Yes.
area. But when we're talking on a national scale, like you've got what, the QPTs are state level. So you've got QPTs, nationals, and state champs. Like, you've got the leagues do their thing, and that's it.
Yeah, talking about the leagues, like what do you think? Like, remember before when we didn't had all these leagues, we all used to play like, all the state tournaments, New South Wales Open, Queensland Open, Victoria Open, and
Yep.
now it's all just social players, or I would say the players who are not in professional leagues, it's
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah, as someone that's commentated for quite a while now,
Yeah.
and I've seen the drop. So the open players clearly don't care about the state and like those events.
But
You mentioned there's no money.
there's no money, but they should care about their Australian rankings, right? A lot of these tournaments actually give you the points towards your Australian ranking.
How much does your Australian ranking pay you?
It doesn't get paid, but I think you need Australian rankings for sponsors, right? If I go to sponsors, say I'm ranked
not a
number
bad point.
5 in Australia, it
Yeah.
matters, right?
Let's say you're I don't know, you play for let's say a big market team, Sydney Smash. All right, if you're like, hey, I play for the Sydney Smash versus someone who, hey, I'm ranked 3 in Australian ranking.
But don't play.
What do you,
one
just
of
what's
the
more
leagues.
marketable?
What's more marketable? Like I'm number 3 player in Australia, or I play for this professional team called Sydney Smash Pickleball Professional.
Let me ask you guys right now. Can you name who the top 3 are by ranking? Right now?
Australian ranking.
Yeah,
Like
do-
I would have a fair idea.
We're
who
talking
are
open
right now.
though, because there's ranking
Yeah,
for
open.
so much.
Yeah, open, right?
Yeah. Do you know who it is?
I think Joey is there up number 1. There is Tom Evans. I saw his name somewhere.
For singles, it would be.
Yeah, there was Ollie Gray because he was traveling for a lot of those tournaments. So yeah,
I think
I saw Emilia's name as well.
we're talking open
Yeah.
only,
Yeah. Open only.
because I know PAA sent out a thing like recently. on
Yeah,
this.
with all their rankings and
You obviously know who it is, so
I don't.
oh, you don't.
That's
Okay.
what I thought I'd ask
Yeah.
because it'd be interesting. Because
Actually,
in,
Brett, Brett's on this list.
yeah.
in our minds, we'd know or we'd have an opinion on who the best 3 players are, right? And then if there were players on that top 3 list that are not even top 5, top 10, then we know the list is
Yes.
rubbish. If you
They
know what I
are
mean.
there. The problem, because I've spoken to all these players, right? For like, what do you think about Australian rankings and stuff? And most of the, like, I'm talking about the pro players or open players, they're just like, we'll play our local tournaments, which have like there was a River City Classic or Queensland Championship, but we're not gonna travel all the way to New South Wales Open, pay for accommodation and flights, and there is no prize money to be won just to get those Australian rankings because it's just not worth it.
That's fair enough.
So
Yeah, and I think knowing that, and I think that's kind of general consensus anyway.
yes,
I think the state and national bodies shouldn't be targeting the open players, if that's okay.
yes,
Unless they change and make a pathway like we were talking about. Like they make an incentive to,
you mean
Well,
have
that-
prize money
well, just,
for open pro division?
I don't know whether it needs to be money, but just some sort of,
I don't know. Like, yeah, I think they will travel if there is some prize money or, like, if they could cover their flights and accommodation, they would travel and play.
I'm just putting the
Yeah.
idea out there. Like, you're about to say something?
No, what were we talking about?
It's been a long
different
Like, what was the
dimension.
question?
portaling.
Portaling.
Wait, so here's another question.
Yeah.
Do you think this APC do you think everyone will play at this APC this coming October?
Not all the pro players or open players, I don't see, but obviously it's still going to be the biggest tournament in Australia. We always talk about open players, pro players. They are
Yeah.
1%
Yep.
of pickleball players. Like,
Yep.
I disagree. Because I'm an open player, but I'm nowhere near pro.
yeah, but even considering you or us here, we are like maybe 10% of the pickleball players.
Yeah.
A lot of pickleball players are just social players. Like they don't care about ranking or
That's right.
say
Yeah.
most of the like pickleball. We're talking about pickleball. It's 90%
point.
of social
Yeah,
players.
like we were talking about on the drive-in today. So, so there's what 12,000 members in Australia.
Yeah.
So, think about the top 100 players in Australia. Okay.
All that came to my mind was Rob Sterling and Joey Wild, to be honest.
So, so if we're thinking down in the 80s and 90s and 100s of that top 100 list, would you guys consider them open players
Wait, the top 100 on the list.
in the country?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what about the top 200?
No.
Okay. So let's say we'll be will be nice. Let's say the top 200 are the open players only, compared to 12,000 members. You're an accountant. What's that as a percentage?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
It's-
I'm just-
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just so low percentage.
Yeah.
What the pros?
Yeah.
The pros are open players. Like most of
200
our players are
Oh, so
actually.
you're saying like even if I considered myself an opens player?
Yeah. Then
It's
you're
still
in,
such
let's
a
say,
small
top 100.
percentage.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
exactly.
So, like, we're talking about why should there be an incentive for APC, for example, like for the open guys, but it's like, or Australian rankings.
Yeah.
But from a PAA or national perspective, what's the point? Like, purely from a percentage.
What's the point? If you have an opens division and someone that is a no-namer wins it, when you know like half of the pros didn't play, like it invalidates that medal. Like no disrespect, but if you're the Australian champ for men's open singles and you know in your heart of hearts you're not even like a top 200 player like we spoke about, that really speaks to, I guess, the prestige of the award.
Yeah.
Like the state ones I get, you know, not having to travel, but the Australian Open, like the APC, I hope holds the prestige in the eyes of every player in Australia.
Straight up, the QPC, Queensland Champs, used to be like the tournament to win.
Everyone used to
Yeah.
play.
Everyone. It was
Yeah.
great. But, you know, QPC this time around, it was
It was dead.
like, well,
It was still okay. It was alright. Like we all
Right.
played, but yeah,
like it
it used to be very good.
the non-open divisions were great. Like they were fiery.
Yeah.
But you like immediately we just think of open. But what I'm saying is we need to think about the other, like the 98% of the player base. So the AR rankings are relevant for them.
Yeah.
Like if you're the top 35 plus player, because 35 is brutal. Like 50 plus is brutal. Like if you're the top, it's like, yeah, that's a legit achievement. But for an open player, that's when I think you would use your PPA rankings, your MPL, like your league
Like,
rankings.
if you talk about that, then your top two 35 plus men, how far do you reckon they would go if they played opens instead? Do you reckon they would qualify past the first round, or like how far do you reckon they could go?
Who would be your top 35 for men's?
Top 35, top
Or women's,
35 plus
or like
that-
any?
that don't already
Well, the thing
play
is,
opens?
like we're not going to bring up age for some, because there are pro players over the age of 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely a thing. So like those guys could play 35s,
Yeah.
but they play open.
Yeah.
So like,
But I'm saying like, just because they're top 35s, what's to say like that is actually an achievement when someone from like say 60s could go into 35s, or 19s go up into 35s.
well, you can't.
You can't.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, you can only play down. But I understand where you're coming from. Like, I think for everyone that's not an open player, the ranking is good. Like it means something.
I think that's a fair take.
But everyone that's an open player, like you want to be the number one PPA or MPL or MLPA.
Yeah.
Like that's your
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
It's just a different
Again,
rank.
it's prestige because at an event like the PPA, all the best of the best actually play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it comes down to your goals as a player. So we're just kind of like closed-minded towards these rankings, but like realistically, majority of people aren't getting that like recognition or like rankings because it's not considered like top level.
Yet. Like we've
Yeah.
also got to remember AR is new.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like Duper even is still relatively new in Australia. Yeah. Like what did we have before that? Pickleball brackets ranking.
Yeah.
And then your USAPA ranking, which was,
It's all over the
it was
place.
hard, yeah. So
But at least now, most of the organizations are following Duper, so it's gonna get better. Hopefully.
alrighty fellas, we will wrap that up for now. That is our first episode for Dinks Up podcast here at Early Birds Café. You guys have done well. Good yarning, only about 15 things that I need to cut out. Thanks, Harvey. So thank you guys. We will have Andy Horridge jumping in next episode.
Alright, hear me out. Now, if we can go and do like a boxing ring sort of thing, kind of like a, it's time for the monthly episode of blah blah blah. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I reckon that would go alright.